The 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as I best could, but when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. You who so well know the nature of my soul will not suppose, however, that gave utterance to a threat. At length, I would be avenged. This was a point definitely settled, but the very definitiveness with which it was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not only punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its It is equally unredressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as such to him who has done the wrong. It must be understood that neither by word nor deed had I given Fortunato cause to doubt my goodwill. I continued, as was my end to smile in his face, and he did not perceive that my true smile now was at the thought of his He had a weak point, this Fortunato. Although in other regards, he was a man to be respected and even feared. He prided himself on his connoisseurship in wine. Few Italians have the true virtuoso spirit. For the most part, their enthusiasm is adopted to suit the time and opportunity to practice imposture upon the British and Austrian millionaires. In painting and Jamari, Fortunato, like his countrymen, was a quack, but in the matter of old wines, he was sincere. In this respect, I did not differ from him materially. I was skillful in the Italian vintages myself and bought largely whenever I could. It was about dusk, one evening during the supreme madness of the carnival season, that I encountered my friend. He accosted me with excessive warmth, for he had been drinking much. The man warm up. He had on a tight-fitting parti-striped dress, and his head was surmounted by the conical cap and bells. I was so pleased to see him that I thought I should never have done wringing his hand. I said to him, my dear Fortunato, you are luckily met. How remarkably well you are looking today. But I have received a pipe of what passes for Amontillado, and I have my doubt, said he. Amontillado, a pipe impossible, and in the middle of the carnival. I have my doubts, I replied, and I was silly enough to pay the full price without consulting you in the matter. You were not to be found, and I was fearful of losing a bargain. I have my doubts, Amontillado, and I must satisfy them. Amontillado, as you are engaged, I am on my way to Lou Tracy. If anyone has a critical turn, it is he. He will tell me Lou Tracy cannot tell Amontillado from sherry, and yet some fools will have it that his taste is a match for your own. Come, let us go. Whither? To your vaults. My friend, no, I will not impose upon your good nature. I perceive you have an engagement, Lutresi. I have no engagement. Come, my friend. It is not the engagement, but the severe cold with which I perceive. The cold is merely nothing. You are afflicted. The vaults are insufferably dead. They are encrusted with niter. Let us go. Nevertheless, imposed upon, and as for Lou Tracy, he cannot distinguish sherry from and putting on a mask of black silk and drawing a rope more closely about my person. I suffered him to hurry me to my. There were no attendants at home. They had absconded to make merry in honor of the time. I had told them that I should not return until the morning, and had given them explicit orders not to stir from the house. These orders were sufficient, I well knew, to ensure their immediate disappearance. One and all, as soon as my back was I passed down turned weak, I took from their sconces to flambeau, and giving one to bowed him through several suites of rooms to the archway that led into the vaults, a long and winding staircase, requesting him to be cautious as he followed, at length to the foot of the descent, and stood together upon the damp ground of the catacombs of the gait of my friend was unsteady, and the bells upon his cap jingled as he strode. The pipe, he said. It is farther on, said I. But observe the white webwork which gleams from these cavern walls. He turned towards me and looked into my eyes with two filmy orbs that distilled the rheum of intoxication. Niter, he asked at length. Niter, I replied. How long have you had that cough? Ooh, you will be ill, and I cannot be my poor friend. Found it impossible to reply for many minutes. Besides, there is Lutresi. It is nothing, he said. At last. Come, I said. With decision, we will go back. Your health is precious. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. You are a man to be missed. For me, it is no matter. Responsible.